Hopefully my sound levels are good. Excuse me. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I'm playing with a headset this time, so hopefully I don't get like feedback on my microphone now, and it's basically like just my voice affecting that. The game itself, doesn't really interfere with that. Alright, so probably turn this up just a hair. Alright. Put my game up. Alright. Yeah, so I left off with this big creepy troll hag. Well, let's just make sure I'm actually turning that up. Alright, I might actually extend this a little more towards me. Alright. The mic's being a little stubborn here. Alright. Sorry about that loud clack. It's on a metal arm that's a little bit temperamental and creaky. Oh wait, hang on. Move my stuff over just a tad, and there we go. I can actually move this over. Alright. Now it's yeah, that probably picks me up a bit better. Alright. Sorry about that. Last minute adjustments. My apologies. That's my mic in the corner there if you see a weird blue light. Maybe I'll just turn this away slightly. Okay, that's not there anymore. How about that? It's a bit chilly in my apartment, so I'm in my hoodie. Okay.
What are you so worked up about? The creature asked the squeaking chick. A few squeaking nestlings were spread along the cliff's edge.
Charming.
The hag was tenderly staring her hot concoction, only stopping briefly to look up at her scrawny younglings. In her hand she held the wingless alva, ominously dangling her back and forth beside the large cauldron. The hag prefers to build her nest on top of tall mountains, spreading her vile magic throughout the surrounding areas, infecting plant and creature alike. If you happen to come upon one of her minions, be wary not to get caught, as they will surely bring you before her.
Oh, I was captured by toadstool minions. Charming. Alright.
Hello? Would you please put her down? You're hurting her. The small creature said warily, but got no response.
She's holding the Alva by her hair. Ah! I mean, I have a sensitive scalp, so that's making me just wince. No. I mean, you know, if you look at all the other Alva, you want to think that she has her by her wings, but this one doesn't have wings, so the only thing that can really be is her hair, because you can see her arms reaching up just over her head, so ow. Poor baby, I gotta get that fixed. Alright.
The creature didn't want to move its hand closer to the fizzing and sputtering liquid.
Now yeah, okay. So this is what I gotta do.
The creature filled the bottle with a fresh batch of the hag's colorful brew.
So this takes a little trial and error.
Seems to be missing.
The creature said as it watched the colorless brew.
Yeah, so okay, that's sweet brew. So it's color coded. I can never remember exactly who I need to give what to, but you're supposed to feed the chicks with this.
As the creature fed the warm brew to the squeaking chick, it coughed up a decomposing part of a previous meal. Upon being fed, the chick quietened down, and a content look came over its previously agitated face. Meanwhile, the creature took the opportunity to quickly grab the smelly ingredient off of the ground.
Alright. Stiff rat tail. Okay, that's chilled brew. Okay, that gives me an oily onion. Alright, so rat tail gives you chilled brew, oily onion gives you what brew? I have that bag over there, but
The rope connected to the large pole was securely tied with a difficult knot.
I can handle difficult knots. Alright, well that made the chicks chirp, but okay, she drooled into her pot, ew. That makes sparks. And that makes Windbro. That makes Windbro. Blow. I can't speak this evening. Sorry. That makes the wind blow. Alright. Oh wait, which brew is that? Flammable brew. Shit. I don't think that works. Yeah, okay, she pulls it away. Alright. It's just because I can sort of remember what I'm supposed to do, but, you know, it's like I'm supposed to get the fire to spark on her foot with flammable brew, but... Sugar beet. I like his sweet brew. Putrid hogweed. Alright. Hello to any lovely people watching. I just remembered that I was supposed to burn that rope. There we go. I remember originally when I played this, is just like, I knew that I wouldn't be able to reach up there, and I figured, alright, you know, so I tried all the different, I mean, sweet brew is obviously not going to do anything. Chilled brew, I did try chilled brew with the pole because I figured, okay, maybe it makes it cold and it cracks, and it, you know, obviously that didn't work because the narrator said no. And then, and then I tried the flammable brew, and that obviously didn't work. And then I got the acidic brew, and I'm just like, oh, okay. Tried that with the pole, melted the ropes. Still couldn't reach the thing because it was still hanging up here, so I just started clicking around. I got the wind to blow, but that was one of the parts that I remembered. But you see, now that that bag's blown in there and it's causes steam to rise, I can make flammable brew. And because she can't see me walk up to her foot now, I can pour this on there and make the fire crackle. Oh no.
As the fire blazed, sparks from the embers landed on the hag's foot, igniting the flammable brew. Aggravated by the burn, she quickly released the wingless Alva from her clutch, turning her attention towards the small creature.
I'd better hurry.
It exclaimed, feeling the hag's rage building.
Seems to be rather slow to build. Too slow. Ugh, got an itch, sorry.
As soon as the Alva fell from the hag's grasp, the creature saw its chance, and with the tiny being on its shoulder, tumbled down into the safety of the mountain. As their eyes slowly became accustomed to the darkness, a massive cave opened up before them. The creature beheld it in silence for a while, before remembering its new acquaintance.
Are you all right?
It asked. The Alva gave the creature a faint smile, removing a couple of pebbles from her fragile hands.
At least she won't be able to get us down here. Why do you think she was so interested in you?
The Alva tilted her head, apparently as puzzled as the small creature.
Well, no matter now. I guess we need to explore these caves for another exit.
The creature said.
I still have a promise to keep, don't I?
The wingless Alva looked up at the creature, her glow slightly more vibrant than before.
It's so sweet that that's like the first thing on his mind. I'm gonna turn this up just a little bit more. Alright. That is absolutely up as far as it is going to go. Alright. Okay. Just want to... Alright. Just basically want my microphone and everything to actually pick me up. Alright. So... just making sure that pickups are good. I'm not really Because I actually don't want the game to be too much quieter. I suppose I could turn it down, but I don't want to. I want to be, you know, heard reasonably well. But let's see here. Alright. Okay, that didn't really do much. That made that weird stone foot bleed. I mean, that's clearly an item that I gotta get out, but that makes it shine, which just confirms the idea that I need to pull that out. And the world just threw a twig at me. Alright.
The small creature picked up the twig, thinking it might be of some use.
Indeed, it may very well be. Okay. So, I might as well let my mic just sort of hover in the corner. Everybody can hear me this way. It's not really in the way of my screen, so alright. I'm pretty sure I can't pull this out. Yeah, I can't pull this out.
The creature didn't want to risk cutting itself on the glass shard.
Alright. Oh. Hey guys.
As the creature touched one of the rocks, it could feel heat emanating from it.
Oh my. Hey look, garden gnomes, or the subterranean variety. And now they have creepy red glowing eyes. Got a little moth. Or fly or whatever. Okay.
Brother, I think we've been discovered.
The tall Vata whispered nervously to the short one. Nonsense, the short Vata said with a confident look. Just stick to the plan.
But the beast is not leaving.
The tall Vata whispered, making a befuddled face.
Why is the beast not leaving?
As long as our dear brother returns with something to get our belongings out of the hole, we just stick to the plan, all right? The short Vata whispered, giving his brother a stern look.
Right.
The tall Vata responded loudly, straightening his back in attention. The Vata didn't seem to mind that the small creature stroked his beard with its hand.
Alright, so clearly I can't do anything in here yet. Excuse me. Alright, into the tunnel I
As
go.
they walked through the dark tunnels, the creature turned to the Alva.
I'm sorry you were taken from your home at the lake. I don't know if I could find my way back there.
It said with an apologetic look, but the Alva didn't seem saddened. In fact, she appeared to glow brighter than before, if only by a little.
That's cute. There we go. Oh yeah, that's right, there's no water here. Alright.
I wonder if we will ever make it out of this somber place.
The creature said to the wingless Alva as they both took a moment to gaze at the starlit sky.
Alright, okay. That makes the fungus glow. Sorry, I missed it. Oh yay, bats. Okay. Dried up river, abandoned mine. I'll go left to right.
Hey you, Sticky Fingers, quit skulking in the shadows and move over to the smelter so I can see you. Oh, I see. A couple of new Sticky Fingers made their way into my mountain.
From atop a chest next to the smelter, a crouching Svartalv was glaring at the small creature and its new-found friend.
I shall make it simple enough for your tiny minds. Since this mine belongs to me now, I've decided not to give you anything at all. So go away. I've got enough sneaky Sticky Fingers to keep an eye on already.
The small creature looked at its friend before trying to talk to the Svartalv.
I apologize for carelessly wandering into your home, but we would never take something that someone else values so highly.
The Svartalv frowned.
Of course you wouldn't just decide to take a pleasant walk through the deepest parts of my mountain. Just because I've yet to find any treasure doesn't mean it doesn't belong to me.
The Svartalv reached into his pocket before throwing a small rock at the creature.
There, worthless piece of rock that you can have. There are plenty of those for you in these walls, Sticky Fingers.
Just a moment. My computer made a noise, and I want to see if someone's trying to get a hold of me. I thought I had all of that sort of... I thought I had all of that deactivated, and it turns out that that is not the case. All right. I got all that turned off. Alright, I apologize for that. I realize I have a tip jar on the bottom of my screen, but it's being stupid about letting me get all that set up, so ignore that. I might just actually take that off until I can get that sorted. Alright. Sorry about that weird interruption.
Underneath one of the blankets, the small creature found an old stringless bow.
Sweet.
The creature decided to bring the wooden stick with it.
Did he now? Yeah, this is one of the ones where if you can interact with it, you're going to end up needing it, but...
The cast was far too heavy for the small creature to carry with it.
Alright, clearly I don't need to interact with that.
The small creature didn't want to move any closer to the hot smelter, being careful not to burn itself.
Okay. I wonder what I'm supposed to pick up. Alright, so I know I'm gonna end up having some involvement with the smelter later. So, Give me a pickaxe.
The earthquake had rocked the pickaxe loose, allowing the creature to pick it up.
Sweet. Alright, dried up river.
Hello?
The small creature said nervously. The hedgehog took no notice of the greeting, but the creature could hear a faint growl coming from its stomach.
I guess it's hungry.
Okay, so obviously I'm supposed to feed the hedgehog, because you can hear the little scratchy noise of, you know, the pen writing on the parchment. Hedgehog's tummy is rumbling. Alright. Okay, oh, the sheep rock. Yeah. Alright. Flowing water can be heard on the other side of the cave wall.
The small creature pushed with all its might, but was unable to move the boulder even an inch.
Ooh, pretty glowing plants. Alright, obviously I can't do anything with water. That's a little ominous. Oh, a little spider. Alright. Well, I would try to lever that stone up. And it worked. Oh, and look, water became active. And I can't interact with my stick anymore, so obviously I'm not supposed to take it. I never use this in here. Ooh, more of those pretty glowing plants. Glowing plants, not blowing. Ugh. I cannot talk this evening. Little water critter. And I lit a torch. And little glowing critter, okay. Well, that bit of water flowed down here.
It's all ruined. We can't eat this.
The short Varta said, waving his tiny arms in the air.
Brother, the beast has returned.
The tall Varta said, tapping his brother on the shoulder.
The plan.
The short Varta cried out.
Huh.
The small creature reached down into the box and found an old mushy apple.
Oh, one man's trash. Nothing else in there, right?
The remaining contents of the box had been spoiled by the cold water.
And a mushy apple isn't spoiled? Alright. Well, I know hedgehogs like apples, so... Hey, buddy. Feel bad giving you a rotten apple, but...
quickly snatched the apple out of the small creature's hands and hurried back to its den. In its retreat, it had brushed off a couple of its spines on the ground.
I suppose I could take these with me.
The small creature said, saddened that the hedgehog didn't seem to want to become its friend.
Aw, he just wants to be friends with other wooden creatures. Hey, buddy. Ooh, it's a creepy, creepy lady. Okay. Hand-shaped rock. And earth power makes faces appear on the stones. That's creepy. Candle wax strips, even though the candles are not lit, but now they are. So I can use wind to blow the candles out, or I can use fire to light them up. And I can make them drip now.
Noise, always hammering, striking the walls, loud, foul beings, strike, strike, strike. It is not theirs to take.
The gruff Rue mumbled to herself, seemingly not noticing the small creature next to her.
Unforgivable. Strike, strike, strike. The rock falls. A spell. Hide it. Yes. They won't leave. Why? They can't see where to strike. This won't do. My love.
For a brief moment, the gruff Rue's voice became soft.
Soon he will arrive. No. For him to see me like this, my appearance unsightly, their fault. Strike, 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 then silence. Pristine.
Okay. I actually half expected to, like, take one of the candles, take wax from it, and, like, cram it in her ears, but I know that that's not what you do, but... If I can just imagine the scenario of just, like... The creature took fire and melded the wax into 2 little plugs. Right. I don't have anything for her yet.
Deep within the mountain, far away from any light of day, the gruff Rue lives by herself. Miners have been known to catch a glimpse of her in the corner of their eye, some claiming that she is showing them the location of large ore veins, others that she is trying to get them to follow her into the tunnels. If one is to venture into her domain, be mindful of making noise. If disturbed, she is said to bring the perpetrator to the deepest place within the mountain, where the unlucky being slowly turns into stone.
Well, that would explain these fellows.
I can't wait to leave these caves behind us. They're a bit creepy, aren't they? Do you know of a place on the outside that could help you get your wings to grow?
The creature asked. The Alva shrugged her shoulders, looking back at it with big eyes.
Oh, well, I'm sure we'll find someone that can tell us what to do.
The creature responded in an unsteady voice.
Well, it's one of those guys. Okay. Water. Okay, little ox dude, little Viking ship, and little swirly. Alright, I'm probably gonna have to remember that later. But that was startling. I forgot about that.
Avata was hiding in a dark corner of the chamber, shaking wildly.
Who goes there?
The fat Vata wailed as confidently as he could.
Who are you?
I don't know.
The small creature said with a troubled brow.
What do you mean you don't know?
The fat Vater said as his fear turned to curiosity.
I only recently found myself in this world. I don't know where I belong.
The creature stated sadly.
That's odd.
The fat Vater said before turning silent, wondering if that was even possible. After a while, the fat Vater seemed to have regained his focus.
Enough of your petty problems. Mine are far more severe, and they just keep adding up. There I was, playing my flute as I was searching this wretched mountain after something to retrieve my and my brother's belongings with, when she came running towards me. My music must not have been to her liking, I suppose.
The fat Vater said, looking puzzled as he scratched his head.
If she sees me again, I don't know what she will do to me.
The fat Vater's eyes slowly filled with fear.
Could you help me sneak past her? You can have my flute, and I'm sure my kin will reward you greatly.
I suppose I could.
The small creature responded, even though it was just as afraid as the fat Vater was.
My problems are far more severe. Never mind the fact that you have absolutely no idea what the point of your existence is. All right. So I have my little buddy there. I have a pickaxe, I have a rock, I have some dried flowers. Yeah, so you know, all the typical gaming loot. Alright. I'm gonna help him sneak. Excuse me.
Brothers,
The fat Vater said happily.
I'm back again. It seems my brothers are disappointed with my efforts.
The fat Vater said with a heavy sigh as he awkwardly took his place beside the tall Vater.
If they are not willing to talk, I guess I will have to find you a reward myself.
The fat Vater muttered as he rummaged around on the floor.
It's not much, but here you go. I'm truly grateful for your help.
Now, let's see here. Now, the Gruffroo said something about her appearance, and she has crazy hair, so I'm gonna make a comb for her.
The small creature carefully began to comb the Gruffroo's hair, attempting to calm her down.
He will arrive soon. Preparations.
Yes, I will welcome him at last. My appearance, what will he see?
The Gruffroo seemed slightly more relaxed, letting go of a pair of clamps that she had been frantically grasping.
Well, I think I know how I'm
As
supposed to get the glass out
Gruffroo
of.
didn't seem to want them anymore. The creature decided to bring the clamps with it.
As I was saying, I think I know how I'm supposed to get the glass out of that stone foot. That was actually a hint when she was saying, you know, what will he see? So what she wants is a mirror. Because she wants to see what she'll look like.
Looking into the mirror, the Gruffru appeared pleased.
I see. Yes, this will do. My love, he will arrive shortly. Too much time being spent hiding what they sought. Striking, hammering. Why? Unnecessary. They are no longer here.
So I'm trying to think what else. Okay, since he's not on that box anymore. Alright, that was that, and it was, what, that swirly? Yeah.
After the creature had managed to align the correct combination of symbols, it was able to lift the heavy chest lid. Inside, the creature found a sack of fresh food along with an old metal mug.
So basically use fire in that one cave and it shows you the symbols that you're supposed to use for this. I think if I'm not mistaken, he's useless to me right now because I can't do anything yet.
Thief! Sticky fingers, this belongs to me, all of it!
The Svartalv yelled as the small creature moved closer to the silver vein.
Magical, shining, glimmering, wanting me to have it. You shall have nothing. Although, if you'd like to use my smelter, perhaps we could work something out. Pay up, or get lost. It's up to you.
Well, I don't really have anything I want to pay him with yet. Now, if you remember the little subterranean garden gnomes wanted food, so I'm going to give them food. I'll give them the fat.
Is back, brother.
The tall Vata whispered cautiously.
Remember the plan.
The short Vata responded with a clenched jaw.
But it's presenting us with fresh supplies.
The tall Vata mumbled as his mouth began to water.
Hush, the beast can do whatever it likes. Be quiet while I try to distract it.
The short Vata responded, throwing an old saw blade across the cave. As they turned silent, the small creature carefully picked up the shining object while leaving the supplies beside the stalagmites.
Now, if you recall, there is a route here that we have not been able to we can interact with
The
it, but
root was sticky from the thick sap sipping through the small holes in the bark.
now that's supposed to be a hint that you're supposed to get the sap out of here, but there's really nothing in here that you can use until you get that saw blade and use it with the bow.
The small creature used the saw it had assembled to cut through the thick root.
That reveals the sap. And our little greedy friend over in the silver cave wants anything that shines and sparkles.
Quietly watched as the thick sap engulfed the rock, coating it in a golden layer, quickly hardening from the cold of the mountain.
Okay, so our little greedy friend in the other cave wants anything that sparkles, and I have an amber-coated rock, which apparently looks rather splendid to the creature, so now I can go in here and I can use the rock with him. Excuse me.
What's that you have there, Sticky Fingers? Wherever did you find this gem?
The
Where indeed?
Svartalf's eyes fixated on the amber.
It's glowing. I need it. Give it to me.
The small creature pondered what to do as the Svartalf continued.
What? Well, how about this? I'd allow you to take a small piece of ore from my silver vein. How does that sound? A small chunk? What do you say?
Before the small creature could answer, the Svartalf quickly put the amber into his pocket.
A trade is a trade. Now leave. I've already said you can have a small piece of my silver ore if you can get it out of the wall, that is.
The Svartalf grinned as he kept his hands protectively over his pocket.
Oh, that's fine. I just gave your rock back to you, dumbass.
Using the pickaxe, the creature managed to chop off a small chunk of silver ore.
There we go. Oh yeah, that's right. I gotta pay him to use the smelter. Because you have that cast for a bell that I interacted with earlier.
Would this allow me to use the smelter?
The small creature asked. The Svartalf bit into the iron coin before putting it into his pocket.
Look at that, Sticky Fingers. You had something of value after all, and now you don't. Fine, don't pester me anymore. Use the smelter.
Okay. I can't remember. Nope. Okay.
The creature put the small chunk of ore into the hot smelter and waited as thick molten silver poured out from underneath it.
We need a cup to handle the molten
The creature
liquid.
carefully filled the dipper to the brim with molten silver.
And then we bring it over to the cast.
As the creature poured the molten silver into the cast, it cracked, making it possible for the small creature to push it aside. As the cast was removed, a shining silver bell was revealed. The sound of bells, especially ones made out of silver, are said to be horrific to certain evil beings.
Here's the thing though. You don't ever get anything for a clacker inside the bell. So I have the bell part, but I don't have the little thing in the middle. That's actually not something that they send you on. They just assume that the bell's completed.
Using the saw, the creature managed to create a hole large enough for it to pass through.
Alright, hey buddy. Alright. Oh, great. Snot bubble. Ominous lighting. That's clearly where the breath was coming from earlier. Hey, dude, did it seriously not give me the bell? Oh my god, it didn't give me the bell. I'm sorry about this. I gotta go back and grab my fucking bell. Every other time, and it's just like this one time you didn't let me get. Alright. Can't believe I didn't grab that bell.
Trying its hardest, the creature managed to pick up the heavy silver bell.
Sorry about that. So, silver bells are... The sound of silver bells are repugnant to certain evil beings, and I found myself in the chamber with a giant head that is breathing in a creepy, wouldn't want to hear him over the phone fashion. Oh, that's creepy.
As the sound of the silver bell resonated throughout the cave, the ground began to quake. The previously lifeless Burgress had awoken from his long slumber, enraged by the noise made by the small creature and its friend.
We'll be going now.
As the mountain continued to shake by the Burgress's movements, a part of the cave wall began to crumble, falling apart before the small creature's eyes.
Yay. Alright. Oh, hey, you can see the hag way up there. She's still on this mountain. We didn't travel very far. Alright. Hit the water flow. Get the stars light up. And that's the hag roaring at me. Alright. Burial ground. Sounds cheery. Ooh, moist moss. Alright.
The creature peeled off some of the moist moss.
Now again, you know, it's like I'm not playing through this blind, so if I were, you know, it would have been much later, where I had reached a point of desperation where I was like clicking everything with everything else, and as it turns out, moist moss can be used to wipe off that tablet, so that I had gotten a while back. Roots can actually be used here.
Using the thick roots, the creature was able to traverse the foul water.
Okay, that made an earthworm go. Okay, there we go. That's another bridge. Okay, remember that glow that happened back there in a while.
The
Hello!
small creature could feel a strange presence in the marsh, but just as quickly as it appeared, the shape faded once more.
Okay, he's relevant. I'm gonna go towards that glow.
As the creature approached the bison, it opened its eyes, looking around to find the one who had awoken it from its sleep.
Hello. I'm a total non-threat. How are you doing?
Bisons are beings that usually remain in deep slumber. In the rare event that they awake, they spend their time tormenting travelers and woodsmen passing them by. Once they grow tired of causing trouble, they resume their sleep, blending in with the surrounding trees once again.
And knowing my sweethearted little creature, he's going to be nice to it.
Hello?
The small creature said politely as it moved closer to the bison. The bison gave the creature a look of disgust but did not answer.
Who are you?
The creature asked, feeling slightly discomforted. The bison seemed to have lost interest in the creature and looked away. Feeling a slight tug on its ear, the creature took another look at the bison.
What is that cut on your head? Does it hurt?
It continued, even though the bison hadn't acknowledged its past remarks. The bison's face suddenly filled with anger. Its eyes started to roll in their sockets. Its mouth writhed and twisted with pain.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It must really hurt.
The creature said.
Is there anything I can do to help?
The bison seemed to have calmed down, giving the creature an insensible look before continuing its hysterical tantrum.
We should search for something to heal that grievous wound.
The creature said to the Alva, who responded with a determined nod.
So I have to heal the creature that torments travelers. Yay.
The creature looked around the smaller graves, but could find nothing of use.
I wonder who's down below.
The small creature stated, looking down at the ground.
That's actually such a cute way to put it. Alright. Oh no, wait. Let's see if it actually says something here, because I kind of...
The creature tried to make out the name on the stone, but the letters were no longer readable.
How sad. It doesn't look like anyone has tended to it in a long time.
The small creature remarked with a sigh.
Alright. I know what I'm supposed to do here. It's just, yeah.
As the creature placed the dried flowers in the vase, it felt a chilling gust of wind moving across its small body. Out of thin air, a transparent entity appeared, floating above the gravestone.
Now this was another point where I had got a bit lost, and I was trying everything with everything else that, because if it highlights, it often means that you can interact with it in some way, but, I mean, not everything, you can't necessarily interact with everything except to have the creature remark on it. Yeah, I figured that thing out about the flowers with, some trial and error, and the fact that there was a vase there. And it was actually because in the first chapter of the game, you crawl out of what looks to be a grave, and someone left a bowl of flowers there. So, my logic was, okay, it stands to reason if these flowers were at a grave, then perhaps I'm supposed to put them in another one.
A Lichtgruber is a being that can be seen after nightfall. Dwelling in swamps and marshes, they drift through the air, often with a lit lantern in hand. following the wind currents between the trees. Their alluring light is said to mislead travelers off the road and deeper into the marshes, far away from any who would hear their cries for help.
Hello! Hello!
The Lichtgruber shouted as the creature approached him.
Hello there.
The small creature responded, happy to be welcomed for once.
Hello! Where are you? Come back.
The Lichtgruber continued, seemingly not taking notice of the small creature.
I'm down here.
The creature said, feeling slightly confused as it waved its little hand to get the Lichtgruber's attention. The Lichtgruber stopped shouting and looked down at the creature.
They're all gone. All my friends blew away with the wind. Don't they like me anymore? Why would they leave me?
The Lichtgruber sobbed as he covered his face with his shroud.
I didn't mean to scare them. I really didn't. You believe me, don't you?
The Lichtgruber continued as he regained his composure.
Sure I do. Say, what do your friends look like?
The small creature asked.
Maybe we can help you find them.
Well, they are small and bright looking. They live in my lantern, you see. Without them, I would never be able to find my way through these marshlands.
The Lichtgruber said, making a sweeping gesture through the air.
Is that one of my friends you have there on your shoulder?
You aren't stealing my friends now, are you? The Lichtgruber asked with a stern and almost threatening voice.
No, this is my friend. She can't fly, so there's no way she could be one of them.
The small creature exclaimed, protecting the alpha with its hand.
I see.
The Lichtgruber sighed in disappointment.
Would you at least please take my lantern and keep an eye out for my friends? 5 of them there are. I will remain here in case they should find their way home.
We seem to do a marvelous job of helping out creatures that are not particularly nice under the best of circumstances. Alright, that's the cave-in. That's the burial ground. Okay. So you have the choice of stone door or ravine. I think I'm better off with stone door. Hello, my friend. I remember you.
Hello? I think we've met before, haven't we?
The small creature asked the Natrum, who was already busy studying it, twitching its head back and forth.
A great ordeal fleeing into the devouring darkness, yes. Many shapes and figures lurking, yes. Ready to assist the darkness. Cannot get out. Sounds echoing from the depths.
The Natrum croaked and went silent for a while. Then, as if it had forgotten something, it continued.
A light, a blinding light, yes. Leading the way out to the open sky. The darkness conquered, sealed away with rocks and stones. Safety!
The Natrum croaked and stared into the distance.
What will happen down the road?
The small creature asked.
Is there a way for us to find what we seek?
The Natrum stared at the creature for quite a while before opening its beak. As it was about to answer, it stopped itself and slowly closed its beak once more.
What's the matter? Is something wrong?
The small creature asked, feeling a chill go down its spine. Once again, the Natrum stared into the distance before turning to the small creature. This time, it spoke.
Unspeakable horror, no. But yes, what is being sought for can be found. A cave. Evil. Wicked. No, nothing remains but unspeakable horror. Nothing remains, no.
The Natrum croaked before suddenly taking off, as if in a hurry, disappearing into the woods below.
But Polly, I wasn't able to give you a cracker.
Right this time.
The small creature said to the Alva as they watched the Natrum disappear among the trees.
Well, that's cheery. Alright, can't do water. How about fire? Alright. And when does it do anything? Okay, stone plates. This might take a minute. Alright, I know I gotta get these to line up. And I'm very bad. Getting these to line up. If I remembered its positions right. Oh, I did. Oh my god. I actually lose track of like where those things are. I mean, it's pretty obvious what they want you to do. They want you to match up, you know, the earth, air, fire, water symbols.
Through the gate, their eyes still adjusting to the darkness, the pair began to perceive a dim light stemming from the center of the chamber. Lodged in what appeared to be a crudely carved altar was the cup of Sigrin, decorated by etchings telling of acts long forgotten, a golden chalice which corrupts what is poured within it. Yet the pair had no way of knowing this, but simply marveled at its beauty as they remained still for a moment in the cold chamber.
Would it really be all right for us to take something like this?
The creature looked at the Alva, whose big eyes reflected the cup's glow.
I suppose it's of no use to anyone around here anymore.
It continued, respectfully removing the chalice from the indentation in the altar.
Alright, now there's all sorts of little things I can do in here. You can see the little glow coming out of there, so...
As the creature touched the skeleton, the skull fell off, exposing a burning earbloss. An earbloss is a faint remnant of a being who performed an equal amount of good and evil deeds during its life. A soul forever kept in a state of limbo between two worlds. During these darkest of nights, they appear dancing around the places of their passing, doomed to mesmerize lost passers-by, to follow them either to safety or demise.
Coin flipped.
The small creature's hand passed straight through the glowing apparition.
Oh yeah, that's right, I gotta... Sorry, I forgot about that.
That must be one of them.
The creature said to the Alva, who responded with a nod.
Where do you think the others might be?
Alright. Bone pile.
Lying around the bones was a long rope, all of which looked to be in one piece. Small clouds of dust emerged as the creature touched the frail bones.
Alright, never mind that. Alright. So, it's pretty clear where this needs to go.
The creature placed the stone tablet into the opening in the wall. As it was put into the opening, the tablet began to glow.
What do you suppose this means?
The small creature asked the Alva, as both of them tried to figure out the strange inscription.
Alright, now my elemental stuff works. So, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this talks about the process of water getting into the ocean. So, you pretty much have steam, rain, and river. So, I believe I have to... Oops. Alright. Okay, I fucked it up. I know I did, so I'm gonna... Okay. So we're gonna light up water. And then we're going to do steam. Then we're going to light up water. And we're going to do air. We're going to light up water. And we're going to do earth. Okay, there we go.
As soon as the droplet hit the stone, the cave started to shake, and from a crack in the altar emerged a strange and wondrous plant.
No, but just basically the stone tablets. Reminded me of when I was a kid and I was learning about the water cycle. So I'm just like, all right, well, if that one's ocean, then, you know, it's like, how does water, you know, the cycle of water evaporating and raining down and going through streams and ending up in the ocean. So, you know, well, that's what came to mind was, you know, when I was a kid and I was learning about that. So that's what I did. That's actually how I solved that puzzle, is that I just had a flashback to like 3rd grade and I'm just like, oh, maybe that's what they want me to emulate. At first I was trying to get all of them to light up and I'm just like, oh my god, because I figured I had to get everything to light up. And then I had that epiphany, so...
The plant reacted as the creature's hand went through the transparent stem, giving off glowing spores in response to its touch. As they filled the air, the Alva let out a loud sneeze.
I actually have the sneeze, it's cute. Alright, itchy powder, nice. Alright, I believe I've done everything I can do in there. No other little side passages, okay. So now, the ravine. Hello!
The Viton slithers through the darkest areas of the land, drawn to places of power where it rests to shed its skin. The skin of a Vitorm is rumored to retain a strange kind of magical power, and anyone that manages to get their hands on one should be careful not to look into its entrancing glow for too long.
Hello?
The small creature said cautiously, daunted by the terrifying beast before it. The Vitorm quickly jerked its head in the direction of the sound, staring into the small creature's eyes as it slowly waggled its head from side to side in a hypnotic fashion.
What do we have here? You should know better than to approach me, meat.
The Vitorm whispered menacingly.
I could swallow you and your friend there in just one bite. I didn't mean to disturb you. We're just trying to find our way through these lands.
The small creature responded, slowly backing away. The Vitorm gave the creature a suspicious look, analyzing it from top to bottom.
You should consider yourselves lucky my hunger for food is quenched. However, my appetite for riddles is insatiable. You're larger than a mouse, but smaller than a bear. Let's see if your mind matches your size. This one I heard told in times long past. I am reborn amongst my siblings. Together we are one. As I rise, I can see all of them look up at me in my newfound form. I travel together with my brothers and sisters as I fall, crashing down with them on the roof of the world. I slowly make my way down as more of my siblings join me. It is close now. I am reborn.
The creature stood silent for a while, deep in thought.
I don't know.
It said with a disheartened look.
Tsk, that one isn't even hard.
The Vitorm quickly retorted.
Stop wasting my time and get out of my sight before I grow hungry again.
Believe me, you don't want to be here when I'm hungry.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. I'm just going to assume that the answer to that riddle is water, just given the theme for this part. Oh yeah, go ahead, flare up your spikes at me. Go ahead, it's fine. I'm gonna make you itch now.
As the spores reached the Vitorm's nostrils, it couldn't help but to sneeze, and from its mouth a disoriented ear bloss came drifting out. The Vitorm continued sneezing as it slithered away down the ravine, soon disappearing amongst the undergrowth. In its departure, it had left behind a mesmerizing piece of its shed skin.
Alright, well. Now, I forgot to do it. I didn't click on the little tabs down here, but if you clicked on air while the Vitorm was still there, you would have seen the little telltale sign of the ear bloss glowing from inside of it, so you know that you're supposed to get him to let it go. And then, you know, because you got itching powder, I'm just like, oh, well, you know, use that. Let it say that they were attracted to places of power. Okay. Fire doesn't do anything. Oh yeah, that's right. I gotta do this from the other side. Alright. Now, because I have rope, and I made roots grow earlier, 'Cause that's the whole thing, is that you use air and it waggles that stump,
Creature
but it's on the
tied
wrong
rope
side.
to one of the thicker roots, pulling hard at it to make sure it wouldn't come loose.
Now, hold on tight, and I'll make sure we get down there safely.
It said as the wingless Alva nervously grasped its ear.
Alright. Now I can knock it over.
By using all of its strength, the creature managed to topple the rotten tree, creating a bridge to the other side.
And another ear gloss. Excuse me.
Searching through the shattered planks, the creature found a wooden wedge. Just as it was about to turn away from the wagon, the Alva tugged on its ear, noticing a faint glimmer beneath its feet.
What beautiful craftsmanship.
The creature exclaimed, brushing aside the tall grass concealing an old necklace. As the starlight made its way down the ravine, something about the necklace seemed strange as the creature studied it. Its shine vaguely different from metals it had previously encountered.
If you find anything around this cart, it's yours. Take it. We don't want any beasts to come looking for us. Bye.
The creature read aloud from a group of small scribbles carved on one of the planks.
This shit's stolen. We want you to get the blame. Okay, back to the burial ground. 'Cause I believe I have everything that I can get. This was
As
wounded.
the creature struggled for a while to fit the wedge into the hole, the bison's eyes and mouth stood wide open. The creature gave the Alva a confused look, but then something happened. The ground started to crumble violently, and with the sound of roots snapping and twigs cracking, the bison rose from the ground. A loud creaking could be heard as it stretched out its arms before looking down at the small creature with the same insensible look as before. The creature didn't move an inch, and after a while, the bison turned around, marching into the swamp with giant steps, quickly disappearing from sight.
What was all that about?
The small creature asked its friend, as they both stared with big eyes after the bison.
Yeah, so, they commented earlier that it had a wedge. It had a wound taken out of its head, and it was wedge-shaped. So, you find a wedge-shaped piece of wood, stands to reason.
That should be all of them.
The creature stated with a sigh of relief.
Perhaps we'll now be able to leave this place.
And again, if you use air, I believe it's fire or air, it would have glowed behind him, but everything's resolved now, so I can just hand this lantern back to this fellow.
My dear friends, you're safe with me once more.
The Lichtgruber quickly grabbed the lantern from the small creature's hands.
Oh, thank you for finding them. Is there anything I can do to repay your kindness?
The creature looked at the Alva on its shoulder.
Well, we have been searching for something that could help her fly.
The small creature responded.
But so far, we haven't found anything at all.
The Lichtgruber pondered the creature's words for a moment before answering.
I know of a very old place. However, it's not somewhere I would like to take the two of you.
The Lichtgruber shook his head.
It's a frightening place, you see. No longer what it used to be.
And so the Lichtgruber began to wheel the odd pair through the marsh. As they traversed the murky waters, the small creature wondered if it had chosen wisely, not so much worrying about itself, but for its fragile friend. Still, it didn't feel discouraged, but glad, relieved that their strenuous search might soon bear fruit. As the small creature looked around, it could see nothing but tall, dark trees encroaching on the clearing.
Where are we? Is there someone here that might be able to help her?
The Lichtgruber raised his lantern.
This place, it wasn't always like this, you know. Over the years, it has been the destination of many ailing beings in need of help. Not anymore. It's been corrupted. We shouldn't have come.
The Lichtgruber turned his attention towards the trees.
Some of them are still here.
The creature felt a nervous tug on its ear as it responded.
If you hadn't helped us, we would never have gotten out of the marsh. I don't think we have any choice but to move forward.
The creature looked at its friend before continuing.
If this place used to be as powerful as you said, there has to be someone still here that can help. I will make sure that no harm comes to her.
The creature tried its hardest to sound sure of itself, and its words seemed to calm the Alva down, if only a little.
Very well. If there is something that would be of help to you in this place, I hope you find it. Good luck to you both, kind friends. I bid you farewell.
The Lichtgruber bowed before slowly fading away as he drifted back towards the marsh.
Don't be sad. Remember how far we've come. We'll find someone that can help you. Just you wait.
The creature said, giving the Alva a gentle pat on her head.
You will finally get your wings.
Love how hopeful he is. I really do. It's just so sweet. Alright, I'm getting a little hungry, so I think I'm going to stop it here for a bit. I might start it again in like another 30 minutes or so. You know, this game's actually pretty short. You can beat it in a few hours. And there's, if memory serves, there's only one other chapter after this, so I'm actually pretty close to the end, so I think I am going to finish this. The only thing is that my husband's alarm goes off at 6 in the morning, so it's a question of can I beat it before he actually has to get up. But yeah, so I'm going to stop it here for a little bit, and I will probably come back on, but we'll see. Just in case, good night, and thank you very much for watching. Save my game. So, again, thank you very much for watching, and I might see you later. Good night.